Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to your Rangers Review News Bulletin this Tuesday, the 24th of June. I hope you're all well and having a good day, whatever you are up to. Lots of Rangers news to get stuck into, so without much further ado, let's do just that, shall we? Now, if you are a subscriber to the website, you will have noticed that the embargoed Paraag Marathe press conference has been released on there, and some interesting things that the Rangers Vice Chair has been speaking about. Now, I won't go and read the whole Q&A. Do go and check it out on the website, folks, but I'll read you some of the interesting points that he was making yesterday at the press conference alongside Andrew Kavanagh at Ibrox. Prior to that, the pair of them were introduced to the Rangers shareholders for the first time at the Hilton in Glasgow at the EGM. Now, in the press conference, he was asked, are you confident you can achieve what you want to achieve this season? Paraag said the short, medium and long-term goal is to win. It's win the league, it's win cups, it's all of the above. Do we think we have what we need to win? Absolutely. We wouldn't be here if we didn't. We definitely have big belief in Kev and Russell to lead the football side. This is about building the right foundation and about doing it intelligently and thoughtfully, not just throwing money at it. Throwing money might solve something short term, but this is about trying to build something that will last and outlast our tenures with the club and keep Rangers on a great trajectory it deserves to be on. He was asked about timescales are you looking at in terms of Ibrox redevelopment. He says, I don't think we've got to the point where we've crystallised exactly what we want to do and how much we want to expand, if at all. These are cosmetic short-term things that we are looking at already, whether it is in hospitality areas or different ways of consuming the match a little bit better for supporters. Long-term, that will require a thoughtful process with supporters, with feasibility studies, with all the things we're looking at. One thing we do know is that we have the supporters base here. If we had 200,000 seats, we would fill the stadium. It's just a matter of doing it in a thoughtful way. As Andrew says, everything is put back on the pitch to make us more competitive. He was asked as well, what have you learned about British football and what is unique about Rangers? Of course, he is the chairman at Leeds United. He said, what I have learned is the jeopardy and what is at stake with every single match and every single minute. European football is a pressure cooker like no other. I thought the NFL was intense because we have 17 games. It is next level here. You really have to be able to see the forest through the trees and not just making rash emotional decisions, whether it is on a player, on a manager, on anything. Just because something didn't go your way, you might have had all the right thought process behind something. You might have been 80%. The chances are you're going to be right, but then the ball just bounces the other way. He was also asked, interestingly, how you split your time between Leeds and Rangers, and what can you say about suggestions of a feeder club? Paraag said, it would be a disservice to Leeds and Rangers to consider one a feeder club to the other. Consider them both closed-loop universes that deserve proper attention and nurture and care. We will designate and assign resources approximately, but look, there are opportunities to learn from each other, whether it's commercially or competitively on the pitch. I mean, it could just be simple things. If there's a plumbing issue and we go through certain plumbers who are terrible and certain ones who are good, if Ellen Road had a plumbing issue, we're certain to want to call and figure out who the best plumber is. You can apply that analogy to an agent, so there's lots you can share. So me being able to sit across both means I can help navigate those two. In my mind, it's a real positive to have two clubs like that, but there's not one that is subordinate to the other. That would be a disservice. So I thought that was very interesting from Paraag on that one. And he was asked also on Nico Raskin. Are Rangers now in a position to rebuff offers for players like Nicholas Raskin? He says that is the first test of our disciple to our philosophy. Fortunately, we have hired Kev and hired Russell, who will speak to the specifics of the football decisions we need to make. As Andrew alluded to, the resources are in place to allow us to make the best decisions for the club without being forced to make a decision because of club economics or finances. We don't want to speak about any specific players, but we have the ability to do what we need to do to be successful this season. So that's just some of the takeaways from Paraag Marathe's press conference yesterday. Some intriguing stuff there from the American. It's clear that he and Andrew Kavanagh were very impressive when they were introduced to the shareholders at the EGM and also in their press conference as well. Moving on, and Patrick Stewart, the Rangers CEO, has been elected to the SPFL board for the forthcoming season. He will serve Scottish Premiership sides alongside Kilmarnock's managing director Phyllis Carroll and Hibernian's Malcolm McPherson. So the 42-member clubs of the SPFL elected the new faces today. They'll serve on the board for the upcoming season at the league's AGM. So yeah, Patrick Stewart has been elected there. So the SPFL board includes 3 Premiership representatives, 2 from the Championship and 2 covering League One and League Two, 1 as an alternate director. The 7 representatives of the clubs will sit alongside the SPFL Group Chief Executive Neil Doncaster, Chairman Murdoch McLennan, and Independent Non-Executive Director Karen McCluskey. So Rangers have representation on the board, which I think is a good thing. Yeah, Patrick Stewart elected to that board for the upcoming season. Moving on from that, a bit of news from yesterday you may have seen, and it concerns Rangers' upcoming Champions League qualifier against Panathinaikos. As you can see, you're looking at the Olympic Stadium in Athens. That is where the second leg will take place on Wednesday, July 30th, a 7 p.m. kickoff local time there in the Greek capital. Panathinaikos won't play the game at their own ground because it has been rebuilt. The Apostolos Nikolaides Stadium, where Rangers, of course, famously scored that goal, Nacho Novo, which Rangers then embarked on that run to Manchester. Now, a further complication is that Olympic Stadium is getting roof repairs, but Panathinaikos have received reassurances from the Greek government that work will be delayed until after the game. Now, it has a capacity of 65,000, so tickets, you'd imagine, won't be a problem for those Rangers fans heading over to Athens for the game. Panathinaikos rarely come close to selling out in most of the European games as well. So hopefully you should all get a ticket if you are heading over to that one. Don't think I'm going to head over myself. I don't think I can make it, which is probably a good thing because I'll just end up like a lobster. It's going to be severe heat over there. Yeah, you just like to think that Rangers can do most of the job at Ibrox in the opening leg on the 22nd of July before heading out there for that return. Other news you may have seen, it concerns the women's team. Before we move on to some transfer speculation, Joe Potter has departed as the Rangers women's manager, and Rangers will receive compensation because reports are that she is heading back down south to become the new boss of Crystal Palace women. That move, as yet, has yet to be confirmed, but there are reports down south that she was wanted by a number of clubs, not only in the UK, but also abroad. And it looks like Crystal Palace close to appointing Joe Potter as their new manager. So the Rangers women's team looking for a new boss. Right, let's move on to some transfer murmurings. As we touched on the show this morning, Rangers said to be closing in on a move for Connor Cody at Leicester City for the past couple of seasons, and with the Foxes being relegated to the Championship, it looks like he will be moving on. Rangers said to be very keen on his signature. He's worked with Kevin Thelwell before at Wolves and Everton, and yeah, he could be making the move up to Glasgow. 32 now is Connor Cody. Chris is doing some digging on what a potential fee could be for the former England international. But what do you make of that signing, folks? I think I've asked this before. Do you think it's a good move, bringing him in to Rangers? Do let us know in the comments what you make of that. Another defender that has been linked, reports on Merseyside this morning, a player that has been linked to Rangers before, and that is Owen Beck from Liverpool. He spent last season on loan at Championship side Blackburn Rovers. Prior to that, he'd spent time on loan at Dundee, where he impressed, of course. According to reports down south, that Liverpool have entered preliminary discussions about potentially extending his stay at Anfield. Wrexham said to be keen on a loan deal, of course, promoted to the Championship last season. Rangers said to be exploring the possibility of a permanent move for the left back. So, yeah, an intriguing one to keep an eye on. If Owen Beck arrives, he is bundle full of energy. He loves to bomb up and down that left-hand flank. I think you have Max Aarons and Owen Beck on both flanks. That would certainly provide Rangers with a lot of legs on either side of the park. So, yeah, certainly one to keep an eye on with regards to that one. So, yeah, that's just the latest transfer news. There's also been a bit of news coming out of the Netherlands as well with regards to Robin Propper. 20 Enschede have revealed they're waiting for Rangers defender Robin Propper to decide whether he will rejoin them this week. He is expected to be allowed to leave Rangers for a deal reportedly said to be £1.5 million. 20 Sports Director Jan Struer has said they're happy to allow Propper to take his time in making a decision. He said that we are interested in Robin Propper and he is very welcome here, but he is also very welcome at Rangers' return to training. Of course, he still has a contract there. We'll wait and see. There was a lot of prep back. He has to be 100% behind it himself. We hope he can come. That's not entirely certain yet. We have to wait and see. But I repeat, he's very welcome with us. So, yeah, he was the former captain at FC 20. So he's certainly someone that they are well aware of, and I'm sure would be welcoming him back if he is to leave Ibrox. Another bit of news you may have seen yesterday evening coming from down south that regards, we touched on the show this morning as well, with the goalkeeping coach vacancy. Rangers reportedly interested in Sheffield Wednesday's goalkeeping coach Sal Bibbo. He's formerly on the books of Arsenal and Brighton. He is expected to leave the Ills at the end of the month with a bit of a bad situation for Sheffield Wednesday at the moment. The players and staff unpaid at this point in time, and he will be out of contract soon, and he's said to be subject to interest from Rangers. So, yeah, one to keep an eye on as well. As a vacancy that Rangers will be looking to fill, you'd imagine sooner rather than later, with the pre-season already begun. Right, that will do us there. Big thank you to you all for tuning in to the channel as ever. It's much appreciated. I'll be back on tomorrow as usual, 9:30, barring any major transfer developments. Not expecting anything major at this point in time, but we all know that can change at short notice. But yeah, enjoy your Tuesday, whatever you're up to, folks, and we'll speak to you later. Bye for now.